Clinton Jaws, guys. There's a website out there called clintonjaws.com. There's also another one called thegoldenbadge.com. If you're retired or a current member and you want one of those, go to that website. I'm sitting in the hot tub the other night, okay? And I get a phone call. Somebody calls my hotline. Guys, call the hotline number, 604-330-2512. If you don't want me to air it, I won't. But I got this call and it brought me back to Depot. It felt like I was in Depot. It felt good. It made me a little moist. I enjoyed the call. I'm just going to play it. Let's play it.
Hey, Clint, how's it going? We're at Depot right now. I'm here with the boys. Say hi, boys. Hey, what's up, bud? We just got back from the stand easy, and we want.
I just love that. Hey, what's up, bud? Hey, bud. So Canadian. They just got back from the stand easy. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a pub at Depot. I think this is Friday night. I don't know. I can't remember. And I hope I'm not too late in answering their question. Might be Saturday. But my first thought is, what are you doing at Depot? Go to the Quality Inn if they still got it. I mean, if I was still at Depot, yeah, okay, sure, I get it. You stay on base during the weekend. I never did. I did one time. One time when I was in Depot, I stayed on the base once. It was so good leaving the base every single Friday, renting a car, hitting the bars. There was a bar called The Mat or The Hat. I remember that. But if I was at Depot right now, oh my God. I can't even say. But you might want to check out Troop 14. Anyways, so they just got back from the pub. It sounds like they're in the polish room. I don't know where they are. I'm just trying to put myself back into it. Common room. Don't know. These guys decide to call me. And I love it.
Stand easy, and we wanted to just give you a ring right quick because we got our midterms coming up and our Pat 3 as well. And we're starting to stress better, I'm not going to lie to you. So we wanted to know if, you had any big tips for us about, what can we do to really prepare for it, and how do we deal with the stress? And
how can I prepare for the midterm? How do I deal with the stress?
And stuff like that. Other than that, we're having a great time here at Depot. It's a lot different with COVID and that on the go. They just got rid of masking,
right on,
which is awesome. But we're all sort of stressing out here with the midterm, and wanted to know, we just needed to hear your voice, Clint.
No, that's about it. Just love to hear how you prepared for the midterm and what you did for your, what you did to prepare for that. Any advice you might have on how you tapped your code, studied, or whatnot. Thank you.
Yeah, and we've, I can speak for myself personally. I'm sure everybody else here, but we've spent a lot of time watching your videos, especially before Depot and even while at Depot. And it's really refreshing to hear your voice, Clint. And anything you got to say would be much greatly appreciated. Other than that, thanks for taking our call. You have a great evening.
Thank you, Clint. Thank you, Clint.
See you, Clint. Bye-bye.
I'm just amazed. I'm amazed on how, I forget how good people are. That was a great call. And the way the guy spoke, the way they all spoke. It was just nice. It's nice to hear. And I don't know, I'm going to say some things now. I don't think I can help. I really don't. You probably know. You already know. You already know your stuff. I think I was I was one of the most stressed I've ever been in my entire life when I took that midterm. Why? Why would you be stressed over a midterm? Because you needed back when I went through, I think it's still the same. You needed 60% to pass it. And I thought that was dumb right off the bat. Right? The midterm's stupid. It is so ridiculous that they have a midterm. What for? What for? They ask you questions. Well, they asked me questions I was supposed to know. Here's a scenario. You're a cop. Why do I need to know that? I'll learn that when I become a cop. See, that's a problem with Depot. They're not teaching you how to become a cop, so it's kind of tough to answer some of those questions. They don't teach you how to become a police officer. They teach you how to use your tools. They teach you about powers of arrest. So I think it's really silly when I seen people getting kicked out of depot because of the midterm. We had one guy fail the midterm. He rewrote, he passed it again. And by the way, when you fail it by 1 all the time. I was given 2 hours for the midterm, 3 hours for the final. 2 hours for the midterm was ridiculous. I needed all 2 hours. I ran out of time. I ended up getting a superior. I lucked out, really. Don't fail by 1. Spend the entire 2 hours. If you finish early, go over it again. I know people say, stick with the first answer. I don't know about that. Because it always comes down to 2. Usually, this test will come down to 2. How do you best answer it? That can be tricky. It could be a missing person scenario. One of the answers will be, they'll have, I'm making this up, by the way. I'm just trying to give you an example. But of course, when you have a missing person, you add them to CPIC all the time, right? What's CPIC? It's a computer system. So if another police force picks them up, they run the person on CPIC. Oh, they're missing. That's how we're informed if people are missing, if we locate them. So one answer will have CPIC in there. But at the end, it won't say follow up with the complainant. You always follow up with the complainant even after investigation's done. Now, let's say the second answer is it doesn't have at the end. Let's say the second answer, it has follow up with complainant, but it doesn't have add to CPIC. What's more important? Adding to CPIC. So you pick the best answer. Learn everything that you've learned up to so far. You know, when you get a file, all those checks you got to do, who are your partners? Pick the best one. You follow up with the complainant. You seize the hairbrush, toothbrush, all that silliness. It's hard to explain. Use your common sense. I remember I sat down and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to take the midterm. It was right before Christmas break. And I'm like, this could be it. If I fail the midterm, I go home for 10 days, I come back, and I have to rewrite. And I did not want that on my mind. I wanted to enjoy Christmas. And I remember when they gave me the test, I flipped it over, and I sat there for 3 or 4 minutes, just trying to calm my heart down. I started combat breathing. It didn't really work, but that's what I did. That's what I remember. I was like, oh. It was extremely stressful for me because I wasn't good at tests, but I finally calmed myself down. And by the end of it, there was like 5 questions left, and the instructor goes, 1 minute left. I'm like, what? It's going to be on everything that you've learned. It's going to be on driving. There'll be a driving. I don't know, actually. Things have changed. Just a lot of years ago that I took the midterm. So maybe it won't be on anything that I say. But for us, it was on every single area of depot. I was going to say PTSD. PDS. Driving. Of course, your code. A lot of the questions are going to be easy. Like, how do you drive? 9 and 3. I don't know what it was. 10 and 2. When you become a cop, it's just noon. That's it. On the other hand, you got a cigarette and a coffee. It'll be basic stuff like that. It'll also be more difficult stuff. PDS, what's his behavior? Combative. When I went through, it was combative. I don't know what you're calling it now. Something goofy. Non-cooperative or cooperative. Read his behavior. The code. This is what I did for the midterm. I rented a hotel room by myself. I was always by myself. And I studied the code. I studied the annotations to really understand what causing a disturbance was, to understand where you can cause a disturbance, because you can't just cause a disturbance anywhere. I touched up on summary conviction. When you have the powers of arrest, do you have the powers of arrest? My tabs were useless. My code looked ridiculous. I must have had 50 to 70 tabs in there when the test happened. I couldn't refer to the tabs. There was too many tabs. If I had to do it over again, I'd probably only tab 10 because I was constantly in the back. Okay, that's where I go. Section, 334 or whatever, 266. But the annotations really helped me understand the charges, the crimes, the offenses. These are little stories. Curtilage. I remember that word. I think it's called curtilage. Can you cause a disturbance in a hallway of an apartment building? Stuff like that. It's funny. I was at coffee with a buddy who's still a cop, and I let him listen to your guys' message. He thought it was pretty cool, and I said, "What's your advice for these guys?" And he goes, "You know what? I would tell them powers of arrest. Know your powers of arrest." Now, I don't know how that's going to help you. And he was sober when he said this. Knowing your powers of arrest? Yeah, no kidding. But I don't know how that's going to help you on the test. I don't know. He didn't remember anything about the midterm. Oh. Yeah. He also said know your 10 codes. I don't think that's going to be on the midterm. Maybe it is. How about dispatch? Something as basic as this. Just, when you call dispatch, how do you do it? Do you introduce yourself first? Or do you just ask for dispatch? Dispatch Bravo 5. I'm not going to go Bravo 5 dispatch. Or if I'm looking for a Bravo 6, I'm going to say Bravo 6, Bravo 5. I think I am. Yeah, that's how you do it. Or Pompeo, Jaws. I'm not going to go Jaws, Pompeo. You know what I mean? I think back and I think that the stress, that's what made me pass Depot. It also, came close to the stress sometimes taking over, but you should be concerned about it. You should be stressed out about the midterm. Because stress will make you hit another level, overstudy. Pretty certain you guys are going to do great. Sorry I don't have any big tips. I guess that's it. Just don't fail by one. They should reduce it to 59%. Or what's wrong with 50? You don't even have an entrance exam anymore. There's too much weight put on it. Yeah. Guys, thanks for calling. That's my voice. Call again. I love that you watch. I hope more people call 604-330-2512. And I know it's nearly impossible. Well, you said you were having a good time. You guys said you're having a good time at Depot. That's great. I wish I could redo it. I was too stressed out to really enjoy it. I only enjoyed it when they finally gave me my badge. And I only had a few days left. That's when I really enjoyed Depot. Good luck to you. Thanks for calling. Subscribe. Bye-bye.